Hello, music connoisseurs. Welcome back to the Music Connoisseurs channel. Visitors, should you happen upon the channel, feel free to join us. We'd love to have you here. Hello, music connoisseurs. I hope everyone enjoyed last Sunday's Easter. It was beautiful where I am, and I hope everyone is doing well today. So, in this episode of Music Connoisseurs, I want to feature a segment called About the Artists. And in this one, I will be talking about the queen of power ballads herself, Ms. Celine Dion. I know it's been a while since we've heard anything from Celine Dion, but whenever we start to wonder, where is Celine Dion? What is she up to? Just remember that she's left us with a repertoire of beautiful ballads. And I guess we'll just have to hold tight to those until something else happens, hopefully for the better. I will be talking about the reason we haven't heard from her in quite some time as the video progresses. But in the meantime, let's remember some of her hits included like All By Myself, which is a remake of Eric Carmen's song. I love his version, and I love Eric's. I love both of them. What I like most about Celine is when she laid into that high note and held it forever and a day or so it seemed. It was just beautiful. It was just like the crescendo of all crescendos. I love that one. And then I also liked Beauty and the Beast. That was the theme song. She duetted with singer Peebo Bryson on that one. I think it won several awards. And then she also had my husband's favorite, Because You Love Me. Those lyrics are so sweet in that song. I like it. And then, let's see, what is another one of her songs? Oh, It's All Coming Back to Me Now. Now, that I did like. It took me a minute to grow into it because, I don't know, I was seeing things on screen and then remembering what it was like before I actually saw the video. The video, to me, was very, like, you're in some remote castle out in the middle of nowhere. No one knows you're there except for you and the person you're singing to, I guess. But if I could just not watch that video, I'm okay with the song. I like the song pretty good. And then The Power of Love, that is also another beautiful ballad. So, and those are just a handful. I'm pretty sure you can find some more if you just go and type her name in and bring up quite a bit of things. But now, on to the telling of her story. Celine Marie Claudette Dion was born on March 30th, 1968 in Charlemagne, Quebec, Canada. The youngest of some sources say 13 and some sources say 14. Either way it goes, she's the youngest of a large family. She was born to parents, and please forgive me if I am mispronouncing these names, but her mother's name was Therese Dion. She was a television personality in Canada, and then her father, his name is Edmar, I'm not sure, but he was a businessman. Now, as a child, Celine was taunted and teased a lot in school by other children because of her looks. She says, I'm not calling her, she says that as a child she was ugly, she was very, very skinny, and she had really bucked teeth. And so the kids were just mercilessly teasing her every day. So her family was like a refuge. It didn't heard that she was the youngest of a large brood. I think by the time she came along, the majority of her siblings were grown and out of the home. But now, I don't know if Celine finished high school because that's all she said about school. Because around the age of 13, she started singing. Now, the whole family was musically inclined. They would do things, but it was more or less just like around the house. But it was something about singing that Celine seemed to stand out more so, and she definitely was the one who really wanted to make something out of what she knew as a child was her talent. So at age 13, she started making a name for herself in around her town and things. And like I said, she never said anything about school. I don't know. She could have graduated, or a lot of celebrities, if they are children when they sorry, I dropped it. Okay, I have it back. If they are children before they would have finished high school, they usually have tutors along the way. So maybe that's what she did. I don't know. Didn't say anything else about her schooling. Now, also, I couldn't find just exactly when the man who would go on to become her husband, when they finally met or were put in touch with one another. But at some point, she met the man named Rene Angelil. Now, this man was 26 years older than Celine. Whenever they met and he decided to take her on, he became her manager. He himself was going through a divorce. And I'm not mistaken, because when I went to look him up, I didn't see anything about this first marriage, but I believe I have seen in the past or read somewhere in the past that he had children from that first marriage. Okay, so both Celine and Renee eventually, now it wasn't love at first sight, but when they did acknowledge how they felt, they kept it secret up until I think she was like 18 or 19. Somewhere that would keep him from being in trouble. But supposedly nothing went on between them. But, all these years he just kept promoting her and getting her gigs and stuff. And then, she eventually just stepped up to the world stage. Now, she was born March 30th, 1968. He was born January 16th, 1942. He was born in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And that's basically all I found on him until later on. I'll talk a little bit more about him and them. They married, though, on December 30th, 1994. Now, Celine had always wanted to be a mother. She wanted a career, don't get me wrong, but having children was also very, very, very important to her. She wanted children. And if what I remember reading in the past was true, Renee could take or leave kids because he already had children. He knew what that entailed. But because he knew how important having children was to Celine, he would do whatever it took so that they could become parents. And I don't know why they couldn't conceive naturally, but go on to, I think they went through IVF. They went through some type of it was something they did, and they eventually ended up having 3 children together. I don't know why I decided to wait this late to get this video up because my neighbors are cutting trees down right next door to me, so I may have a pause in the video, but I'm trying to get as much of it done as I can before they start with those saws and things again. But anyway, yes, they went on. They had 3 children. The first one, their son, Renee Charles, was born in 2001. And then in 2010, they had twins, sons, Eddie and Nelson Angelil. Okay, that's what that was. Okay, so they were happy. From what I could see, Celine goes on to slay the world or conquer the world with all of her massive hits and awards. And for the most part, I think she deserved it all. What I liked is that although there was a significant age gap between the two of them, there was nothing that I could find or nothing that I could remember that was anything bad. You didn't really hear a whole bunch of negative or unsettling things about them as a couple. And I like that because it's rare that you find that in the world of celebritydom. But yes, they had their 3 children and everything was going well until sometimes I think it was like September 2015, Celine announced that her husband Renee had been diagnosed with cancer and that it was terminal. Now, just what would that be? 4.5, 5 months later, he succumbed to the disease. Now, 2 days before he passed, Celine's older brother, Daniel, also passed away from cancer. And Renee passed away exactly 2 days before he would have turned 74 years old. So technically he was 73 when he died. And that happened in 2016. So Celine had a lot of grief to just hit her all at once. So, she stopped performing. Now, she had a residency in Vegas, and it was highly successful. But then when she tried to come back after, the loss of her husband and brother and whoever passed away, she went back out and she noticed that she herself had started having trouble hitting certain notes, so she would just be real tired, but the doctors could never find anything to explain other than grief what it was. Well, eventually she was diagnosed with something called stiff person's syndrome. I believe the scientific community has run out of names. Now, I'm pretty sure there's a scientific name for that, but it's like, y'all just run out. Stiff person syndrome, really? That's what y'all call it. But it causes her to like freeze up, or she just can't move certain limbs when she wants to, and same with the vocal cords. It's just something. So she had to pull out of her residency. And I really do not believe she has recorded anything since the loss of her husband. And I know she did try to come back and fulfill her residency, but she had to let that go. So this is going to wrap up this about the artist, Miss Celine Dion. I hope that whatever the stiff person syndrome. Whatever it does, I know it's syndrome. That means chronic. I have one. I get it. But I hope that she can get to the place where she herself can bless us with more of her beautiful voice. She's just turned 57 years old. So, subscribers, thank you so much for being subscribed to the channel. Visitors, thank you for visiting, and feel free to join us. Everyone, please do not forget to like, share, comment respectfully, and by all means, make sure your your notification bells are turned on and set to all, so you'll know every time I upload a video. And in the meantime, music connoisseurs, remember this: as long as there is something to move to, there's always something to groove to. And until we move and groove again, music connoisseurs, be safe out there. Have a wonderful weekend, and God bless.